Hola, buenos días. Soy Nico.
One is asking
Speaking
me
of bottoms, are you very familiar with that term or
with what term?
bottom?
Yeah, I know a few bottoms. I do.
Okay, but you ain't one of them.
And today we are here for another wonderful week of content. Well, yes. Basically, as you can tell, I've already set up my backdrop, and that is because I quit smoking weed. Nico! I know like last week or the week beforehand, I established that I was a pothead, but I just felt like I was not getting things accomplished because in New York, weed is legal. So basically, you can get it on any corner in any store. But in Houston, I basically had to drive 30 minutes and jump through hoops to actually get to my plug. So, since I stopped smoking weed last week, I've been a lot more productive. I reorganized my room, made a workstation, but that's not why you're here. So let's get started on the actual content. But before that, I want to send a special thank you and shout out to Cat Black. Nico, who is that? If you know me, you should know Cat Black. I say that because she's a wonderful trans YouTuber that I've been watching since high school. Nico, no, I'm not making this up because you know how when you get a shout out from somebody, people are like, oh, I've always been a fan. I've bought her merch. I have like multiple shirts of her artwork. And it's just, this was like the biggest thing in my in my YouTube career to have somebody that I've admired and watched so heavily just acknowledge me on such a big platform. So I want to send a genuine thank you to Cat Black.
Now, I'm going to show you a clip from a YouTuber that I love named Nicosaesthetics. Nicosaesthetics is a bisexual man who makes content predominantly about the gay OnlyFans and nightlife drama. And I think he's really entertaining. So I want to show you a little clip of his, give you context for this next portion of the video, and also, just as a way of showing him a little bit of love. Nico keeps me company so often when I'm getting ready, so I figured that I would give him a shout out.
I was gonna do this earlier, but I was covering serious subjects the past couple of weeks, and I felt like this was more like easy to slip this in because I can't be like geeking and gushing and then talk about something extremely serious because it would just throw my mood off. So once again, thank you again, and I love you and your content, and really honored, just genuinely so. But let's get started. So today, we are going to be talking about James Angel soft launching his bi content. Nico Damas strikes again. Why do you say that? Because this is what I told you would happen. Basically, 6 months ago, I actually had to go back and watch that video so I could get the proper details right. There was a situation where James Angel basically said he was doing a bi scene with Ace Rockwood, another male performer, and a female performer. The female performer actually did not show up, so the other male performer ended up leaving because he didn't even have his test results ready. So it was just him and Ace Rockwood, and he said they were allegedly skiing the slopes. Nico, what does that mean? Booger sugar, as per usual, the the party favor preferred by a lot of performers. Not me. Once again, I'm not saying that because I'm special. I'm saying that because it's powdered crack. I tell you guys this every time. It's literally the same compound, and I don't play with like chemicals and things you inhale. Just not something I. Nico, what about pop? Don't even bring that up. I don't do like addictive hard substances. I don't believe in them. But moving forward, he said that they were allegedly doing that, and Ace Rockwood got a little bit too excited and began to eat his donut hole. And he said it was without his permission and his consent. But in the same breath, he said he would be willing to sell that video to anybody who wanted to buy it from him at a premium. He also said in that same breath, but if Ace Rockwood tried to sell that video, then there would be issues and beef between them. And that's why I did not believe him. Because Ace Rockwood has been in the industry and the scene for over a decade, if I'm remembering correctly. He also made public comments back to this, basically saying this is why he doesn't do bi scenes, because some kind of shenanigan always ends up happening, and James Angel wanted to begin to soft launch a bi content career, but he was just too afraid of the backlash and was using him as collateral damage. If you would like to go back and watch that full story to get the full details for this video, I will put the image right here. If anything, just type in James Angel or Ace Rockwood into YouTube and odds are my video will pop up. So moving forward, basically 6 months ago, wow. I'm sorry, I remember I looked at like the timestamp of when I was watching that video. It's been 6 months. I was in Brazil. I was in Brazil and I looked a little different. I was noticing my face is starting to slim, but that's not what we're talking about. Moving forward. So like Ace Rockwood predicted and like I predicted as well, James Angel has begun to soft launch buy content. Basically, Jacoby did the most blatant marketing scheme I've ever seen. Nico, why do you say that? Because he basically posted a picture of James Angel's butt and then went, oh, this would be beautiful, and James, when you gonna sit it on my face and ride it like a horsey, you know, all that Megan Thee Stallion stuff, clapping and all that. And James Angel basically said, I need a real eater who's ready for this kind of content. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, so basically y'all talked about this behind the scenes and now y'all trying to make this look spontaneous, because in reality, if a gay man on social media tweeted at a straight man and said, when you gonna sit it on my face, what are the odds that he would actively say when you trying to pull through? I don't believe it. But once again, I'm going to say that I believe this will happen just because James Angel has already begun to do buy content. Nico, it's not one of those like studio videos or even one of his amateur videos. I was sent the information that basically he was on a live stream where he said, if you guys tip, I will let this gay man next to me eat my butt. And they begin to tip. So for 40 seconds, he basically let somebody eat his butt that was not a woman.
Look, at the end of the day, y'all stop tipping. I know what y'all here for. Keep tipping though. Oh my god, he's about to do it. I never even noticed. Alright, sorry. Oh, he went right for the hole. Oh my fucking god. Oh shit. Oh.
So that's why I say I do believe that if they actually go through with this collab, it will be real. Do not do not move in faith just because I say I think it might be true because he's done it once in the past. Strictly because Jacoby has faked straight G4P content with Grandy Glaze before, and James Angel always baits just because that gets him the most money. But what I will say is that I'm glad that if he does go through with this, G4P performers are actually doing work again. Nico, listen. Back in the good old days of Poppy Thugs and Dog Pound USA, the straight guys that were hired for gay scenes actually made the content. It was not just jumping up and down, spreading unwashed hole, or even just pretending to do scenes like smoke and mirrors like Grandy Glaze and Malik Joseph and Air Thugger have done. They used to get down and dirty. Because one thing I will say, as I've slightly tiptoed into the world of performer, I've noticed that people that scam, people that do smoke and mirrors, people that lie about their content, they will make a large amount of money off y'all. Eventually it runs dry because, as we've seen, the performers that do G4P content have had to branch out into other directions such as dancing, hosting parties, etc. because people are getting tired of it. But the initial bulk of the money of the will they, won't they was still earned by them. So now they're getting to the point where they actually have to perform and give out real content or people are not going to tune in anymore. So I will say I'm glad about that for the sole reason that a lot of people expect the world of actual queer performers, but when it comes to straight men, they get to basically half-ass their job and still make twice as much money. So I'm glad that it's finally getting to the point where everybody has to actively work. Because once again, OnlyFans is oversaturated, Just for Fans is oversaturated, everybody's trying to make money. You can't just keep scamming at the end of the day. People are going to want an actual return on their investment. But I definitely want to hear your opinions down below. How do you feel about his soft launch of his buy content? How do you feel about him choosing Jacoby of all people? Because personally, I don't understand why he used Ace Rockwood as collateral damage if he was just going to fully go through with it at the end of the day. And also, I would have preferred that the soft launch of your buy content be with Ace Rockwood, who is also a buy content creator and has been a veteran in the game. Personally, I would have preferred that one just because I prefer Ace Rockwood's content over Jacoby's. No shade, and this is not shade. Jacoby, if you see this, please do not at me again. Basically, in the past, I've given Jacoby his props because he will actively make a scene. He will actively have a backstory. He will go out of his way to make sure that there is a good background, good lighting, a good camera. And I will always give credit where credit is due to good content. But at the end of the day, Ace Rockwood is one of my faves. I said it in the previous video 6 months ago. Yes, he is one of my faves. I've been watching that man since I've been in high school too. Because that man is fine and he has aged like wine. But once again, that's just a personal preference. If anything, also drop your opinion. Would you have preferred the buy content launch be with Ace Rockwood over Jacoby? Strictly because, once again, there was no reason to try to besmirch his name if you were going to do exactly what he and I said you were going to do. Because it was just clear as day. But I definitely want to hear your opinions down below. And I am done ranting for now. So I will see you guys next time. Boom. And now for a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye Tier subscribers, Jamal BH and D'Angelo Y. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and thank you once again to everyone who supports the channel. In this week's live stream discussion will be over unprotected queer youth. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely tune in.